Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kingsley and Mortey. We are here. Chairman Richard Elija is here. Many of our panelists will be joining us. It's a great time to be a Ghanaian, as always. So let's do this. Chairman Elija, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, Kingsley. What about you?
Pretty well, sir. Pretty well. All right, so we will be rolling in about some few minutes. Let me just play these few messages and then we go.
How can we solve the unemployment crisis in Ghana? Yes, Massa.
By using formula 133.
Can you expatiate?
Say, this simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That is the Mahama 24-hour economy policy. Under this policy, businesses will be given tax incentives, cheaper electricity, financial support, and security support services to encourage them to work 24/7 by adopting 3 work shifts of 8 hours each. This will triple job opportunities in the country. This policy will boost production, increase productivity, and generate well-paying jobs in all participating businesses and public organizations.
Excellent. The 24-hour policy will be a game changer.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
You can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Has the exchange rate not exposed Dr. Baumia and the NPP? At the end of December 2016, the cedi to dollar exchange rate was 4 Ghana cedis to $1. Today, it's about 16 Ghana cedis to $1. This is more than 4 times the amount of cedis one needed to buy $1 in 2016. Today, as a result of the free fall of the cedi, many businesses have lost significant amount of their working capital, with many collapsing in the process. Did they not say yeti sikaso?
Yeti sikaso. Omenyo hiamai. Enam amemua enkoyeti.
Ghanaians are worse off as prices continue to soar on a daily basis. Putting food on the table has become a daily struggle. The hardship is real. It's time for change. Vote for change. Vote for John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
2024, yeah, back to Amawana. Mahama. 2024, yeah, wanna know.
It's Body Beats, the drum king.
2024, yeah, back to Amawana. Mahama. 2024, yeah, wanna know. Mahama. What's the one pay, mama? I feel the world lose to mama. It's the one pay, mama. I didn't think I woke in mama. I am pay, mama. I feel the lose to mama. It's the one pay, mama. I didn't think I woke in mama. 2024, yeah, back to Amawana. 2024, yeah, wanna know. Woman, you to Obama. Woman, you to Omano. Ubi, I see, yeah. Ubi, I see, you. Oh, no, I know, go. Oh, no, I know, go. What to buy John Dramani? NDC, you know, one on body pack. One on pay, Mahama. Yanum, do you know, Jana go see a PD and won't chill about Ghana. NDC, I go Faba. John Dramani, Mahama. Ghana, Jim Kwanaba. Is it one man, man, who are Baba? 2024, yeah, back to Amawana. 2024, yeah, wanna know. 2024, yeah, back to Amawana. 2024, yeah, wanna know. Oh, my hand to Obama. Oh, my hand to Manu. Ubi, I see you. Ubi, I see you. Oh, no, I know. Oh, no, I know. Want to my John Dramani. NDC, you know. Mahama, Sanaba. Mahama, Aquaba. None of us who for a boat, somebody. NDC, Aquaba. Yeah, they come to my Aquaba. None of you to your free wood, somebody. What's the one pay, mama? I feel the world lose to mama. It's the one pay, mama. I didn't think I woke in mama. I am pay, mama. I feel the you lose to mama. It's the one pay, mama. I didn't think I woke in mama. 2024, yeah, back to Amawana. 2024, yeah, you wanna know. Woman, you to Obama. Woman, you to Omano. Ubi, I see, yeah. Ubi, I see, you.
Body beats the drum king.
2024, yeah, back to Amawana. Mahama.
Chamanarija. Let's start this, and then we get this rolling. The issue of the presidential daughters cabal. In let me play part of this video, and then we take it from there. I want to skip forward a little bit so that it doesn't cover everything.
Alvin Mensah, that's him, Kaba. Alvin Mensah. He is Ghana Auto Company Limited, and then also Beth. Will you believe that I have discovered that the same ambulance cabal, the presidential daughters ambulance cabal, they are neck deep in all of this mining going on.
Oh, how?
Take it from me. I have all the documents here. Neck deep. I have the incorporation documents here. Believe it. Elite Minerals Ghana Limited.
Maybe they're providing ambulances for the mining areas. There are a lot of casualties.
Oh la la.
There are a lot of casualties. They supply ambulances.
But Sammy,
they procured the inflated ambulances, and then they were going to do the ambulance papers. The 34.9. Alvin Mensah, that's him, Kaba. Alvin Mensah. He is Ghana Auto Company Limited, and then also Beth Engineering. So they use Ghana Auto Company Limited to procure, and then Beth Engineering for the ambulance spare parts deal. Those same guys, that same cabal.
So what's the name?
The presidential daughters cabal. So this time, they've incorporated Elite Mining.
Elite.
And they are giving
ELITE.
ELITE. And they are giving them licenses like there's no tomorrow. The latest one, 22nd March 2024.
This year?
Yes. The code is RML/5/9 volume 2. This one expires in 2036 to go and mine in the Kwabi Brim forest in the eastern region. And I've been there. I have the photos
that's
there.
Close to home.
Yes, I've been there.
You've been in that forest?
I went there. I went undercover. Been there. I have the photos here. And the kind of the devastation.
You mean this is what this company is
doing?
Elite.
Yes. In the Achim Techiman area. Yes, Elite. And then
so what you are showing us is just photos.
Yes.
Where's the
photos?
So their concession. This is what
they're the concession.
Yes. Of their concession.
Yes. And if you go on the Ghana Mining Repository, it's there. They are the concession. Their area where the zone in the Kwabi Brim forest. The river Pram is going through there. Then 28 November 2023, they were given another license at the Bonsa, Prestia, Huni Valley area, the western region.
Same company.
Expires 2053.
Then
they have a third license for lithium, this time for lithium. So they are going beyond. They don't do only gold. 11th July 2023, in the Gomoa Ingresi, Ekumfi, and Gomoa West, all in the central region. Then they attempted to get a fourth license. They wanted an exclusive concession of the Volta region salt.
Exclusive?
Yes.
They don't want anybody?
Yes. Then the chiefs of the Somek Traditional Council protested, fired a strongly worded statement when they saw the Gazette notification. And that is what has stalled it. So even though they had some preliminary, approval, that has stalled it. So they haven't been able to move in. Thanks to the courageous chiefs of the Somek Traditional, they will have had gold, lithium, salt in the Volta region. Same guys. Indeed, if you look at the directors of Elite Mining, they are Awo Mensah and Alvin Mensah. Awo Mensah is Edwin Akufo-Addo's business partner for Insonam. They set up Insonam together, the Insonam restaurant.
You are sure of that?
Yeah, yes. I have the Insonam incorporation documents here. Insonam here, it's here. Incorporated 6 August 2020.
Insomnam.
Insomnam.
As in water.
Yes.
But with Galamsey, how do you get fish from the water?
Good question. And the directors are here. I will mention Edwin Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
Yes. And
this from where?
Registrar General. Yeah. Yeah. Have all the documents. I mean, the same guys.
Lie.
I mean, and now you can see why the president appears impotent, incapacitated. And these guys, you talk to the chiefs in the community, the devastation they have left behind. This force that the Ghana Police Service is using on 8-year-olds, grannies. Why is elite mining? And elite, this is just the beginning. I'm tracking them in some other area too. I'm serving notice. And Ghanaians will be shocked. They say presidential daughters cabal. So presidential sweethearts doing sweetheart deals and just messing all of us up. Now, you know what even annoys me in this whole affair? I have intercepted their tax records. You hear government pro-Galamsey propaganda say that, oh, the economy will collapse. They create some doomsday that, hey, mining, the money we are making from mining, if you ban all forms of mining. So I said, okay, maybe these elite guys, they're probably giving us some elite money. So let me go and check. Will you believe, I'll give you a call, you are very good with crunching numbers. Will you believe that between 2021 and 2024, they have in terms of revenues accumulated, 53.8 million cedis. The only year they pay taxes was for 2023. This year, they only pay taxes this year. And even that, just 132,000 cedis.
So you pay tax on profits.
They were making profits, but they were not paid. And actually they were fined for refusing to pay. You see every year, 2021, they were fined and they had to pay penalty. You see, penalty 2021, 2022, they had to pay penalties. Yeah. They were not even paid until a lot of the noise started. They were not filing. Yes. So they
but
paid.
now they've been paid.
So they've only paid 132,000 cedis, way below what they are supposed to pay. They owe Ghana more. This company.
Chairman Richard Alija.
Yes, sir.
You have heard some. Let's go before we bring in our brother Paul.
Yeah, thank you again, Kingsley, and let me say good afternoon from the end of the world to your listeners and those who are joining us.
Chairman, let's greet Paul, then and you can continue. Paul, this is how are you doing? Uncle Bibi.
I'm doing very great, and it's so sad and so worrisome and so disheartening and very disappointing to see only one group of people amassing the wealth.
This one, take your time. Your fire will come. Let's fire, Chairman, fire before you fire. Just greet the people first.
I'm so angry, annoyed, and I don't know. I want to burst out.
Take your time. Take your time.
No, Kingsley, this is very, 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 very evil. Evil to the highest level.
Paul,
for Nanato and his family to be doing this to Ghana, it is evil.
I agree with you. Paul, let's Chairman start, and then ladies and gentlemen, what the
Let me just hold on my fire.
Many of you, I don't want to mention names, but there are some people who call me from Tamale General Hospital that we like Paul Powell, we like Mr. Paul Powell. Tamale General Hospital, Uncle Paul is here. Today we will have fun today. Chairman, start.
Yeah, Kingsley, my brother is justified with his anger. But we can plead with him to take a chill pill for now. He should take some water before he gets on rolling. Yeah. Some of us are now used to it because it has become the new normal with the government we have in place. And we have had in place since 2017. And we are all aware, and there is no doubt about that as soon as they step into government 2017, remember, the first 10 was a scandal, which was about, I believe that is what a boast contaminated oil. That was one of them. And then the
big contaminated oil.
Exactly. And then the other one was about the Templeton sort of bond. Those were the quick ones, the two quick ones that they wrote out. And there were a lot of questions around that. And since that time, they haven't taken a rest regarding the scandals. Scandals have been almost like a daily or a weekly basis. No week passes for the past 8 years without a scandal here and there. Let's just say that you see those scandals were those which were unearthed by vigilance or by those who were nosy. But can you imagine those that didn't come to the fore and therefore has been done behind the eyes of the public view? So
you mean the ones that we can only discover after MPP leaves power?
There could be a lot more.
There is a lot more. That is why they need to leave.
So I'm not surprised about it. It just kind of we are in a state of funny sort of people or a group of people who have decided that for them, Ghana owes them a certain debt, and that they went to war and won. So the plunder of war is Ghana as a republic. I don't think they see themselves as people who have gotten the mandate of a people and have been put in charge of our resources and for our welfare and act in a manner to do good to all of us. Unfortunately, it has been the same story through the 8 years, less 2 months to go. So they have come to realize that there's nothing that they can do to them. And look at this coming at this hour, talking about these presidential daughters. Remember, was it this year or sometime last year or so? I think this year, the revelations came out. Even before now, I believe they were giving some contract to paint highways or something, decorate highways. I believe we can also remember the duty-free shop. I believe a lot of things, including the ambulance, that they had exclusive procurement right, single source or sourcing or procurement by restriction to import ambulances for us together with their boyfriends and other people or baby daddies and all that. So here is where we are as a country. And we just have to pray God that he leads us to the end of the year successfully without these same people being in charge, including Bawumia. Because Bawumia is an integral and intrinsic part of this administration. There is no way anybody can convince anybody on this earth that a vice president who appeared on the ballot box as a vice president without taking a rest, because if you win elections together, nobody expects you to go and live with your wife and family in your home or hometown or in your father's house and then don't do anything. You are part and the leader of many of the institutions, including the police service, as the chairman of the council. That is a daily job. You are also part of the national security apparatus, therefore. So you are briefed, just like the president, on a daily basis or regular basis for you to know exactly what is happening. Recently, when the president came into New York, the president that we had in Ghana within that period, that was last week, that president happened to be the flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So if anything had happened for anybody to call upon, it would have been Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So there should be no question and no doubt. And people should stop trying to feign that, oh, he's a mage, he's what? He's actually in charge. Especially when the candidate, then candidate, brought him from elsewhere, not within a party, to become, because of his economics and financial capability. That's the reason why they brought him, and everybody had a confidence in him.
The alleged economic.
Well, it is. That is what they told us. We can allege, but to them, that is what they told them. That is what they told us, and that is why he was bought together with the president of the market. But for the president alone, probably wouldn't have, flew as a successful president. So here we are. The daughters, the baby mummies, the nephews, their fathers, their sons and the daughters, their extended family, wives, everybody is playing a role. From energy sector, PDS, and the offshore, ECG, everything, VRA of late that we are hearing. So where don't they have their tentacles spread across? The saddest thing, which we are hearing now by Honorable Ablakwa's latest exposure, which came out on Friday, 2 days ago. At a time when we are all crying about the poisoning going on in our environment, the poisoning of our waters, the devastation of our ecosystem, the forest and the earth and all that, I didn't know that I would hear about anybody near the presidency, because we have had enough of people that have appeared, whose names have appeared in the reports per Professor from Pomboatin. There are people like Gabi and others, other political appointees from the Western region to Ashanti region, Sampine and all of them are big time minus. Then of late we are going to hear that these ladies and their boyfriends are now have elite. That is the elitist mining companies incorporated a couple of years ago. And I just read something in the My John Online that appeared yesterday that the high licenses, they had mining licenses around 2012 and what about that? And so what? That is neither here nor there. If you come and tell me that they have had their licenses since 2012, and so what? And so what difference does it make for me? And all of them, I must be clear, all of those who use their party in power and procure mining licenses like the party here, Scatten, they are not mining responsibly. There is no compliance. We don't have a hand on them to ensure that they are doing responsible mining. So the license, small scale or whatever, is a camouflage, a disguise. You get a license, you get in the forest, and you do what you are not supposed to do because it's easier, and that is what the money is. They employ boys in the villages, or in certain cases, those who don't have the license but have the wherewithal, have that interest to mine. These people who go for the mining licenses and permits sublet part of the concessions or all of the concessions to people who don't have the permit and recklessly go into areas that they shouldn't venture into to devastate to the extent that now, the way I used to love bushmeat, like Akrantie and all that, now I am afraid. Now that I am healthy, at least for my own.
You don't want to chop mercury?
I don't want any Kobe. I don't want any Adjini or Apatogi. Nothing from Ghana. So we just have to protect ourselves now. We will be going to Ghana. Perhaps I have to export.
You mean you have to import when you're in Ghana?
Yeah, I have to. No, I have to ship it before I get there.
Yeah. Kobe.
Oh, that's what the Kobe I'm not bringing it there. Yeah. Even the plantain, the plantain that I love so much in town where it's being roasted in the ground. I'm scared. Do you know how a bore fruit, how it germinated? Is the soil okay? The water that you used to make photosynthesis and all that before coming into fruition, are they okay? Cyanide, mercury, and other chemicals. And we are allowing these people to do this. And Nanado is sitting down there, not doing anything about it. The reason why they can't fight. And some of their candidates and the MPs are boldly, without shame, coming out on open public radio and TV, themselves captured. Say, I didn't know yenja or China. On per se, you call attack Ndc Forum Omo Eluzu election. Hey! I don't subscribe to this. But you see, when you have human beings like this who don't think about their fellow human beings and place their fellow human beings at risk, and even by the activities, they are also risks themselves. They deserve nothing by assassination. I don't, with all due respect. Yes, because if you're a human being, you don't care for yourself, you are not concerned about yourself, and your recklessness and your greedy and your responsibility will cause me death. That will be the most painful death. Let me myself end up, ending my life. But for somebody's irresponsibility and greed and the recklessness, which I can see fully, governments can see fully, all the security agents, the police, the military, the national security are always on top of them. The drones that they bought, we don't know where they are. And then you say, oh, let them go so that I die. And then, let me end here, Kingsley.
Thank you so much. Let me go to Paul. Mother Paul, greetings to you. And yes, Chairman, laid the foundation. Yes.
I'm so angry this afternoon, not because of anything, but because Nanado, Baumia, and Napo have taken we Ghanaians for granted. So now I understand the reason why Professor from Paul Boateng's report was thrown into the dustbin. I now understand the reason why they tried to intimidate Professor Boateng when he came to expose them with the document which they themselves, according to Professor Boateng, the chief of staff, Mami Frema, asked him to put out together. They were just making fun of Professor Bob Boateng, fooling we Ghanaians, throwing dust into our eyes, trying to create the impression as if they are trying to create and fight the Galamsey. That has become a very dangerous, issue in Ghana, not knowing the president and his daughters are behind this thing. I now understand the reason why the president cannot say or halt the Galamsey that the civil society, the labor forces are all calling him to stop it. We now understand the reason why. Kingsley, it's so sad, so pathetic, so disappointing for us to vote for a president who is supposed to be the protector of the land and then the property and the minerals resources of Ghana, for that president to take all those things to himself and his family. Destroying our water bodies. We have our fellow Ghanaians who are suffering from diseases, liver, kidneys, and all sorts of sickness. And this president is not ready to do anything to change the situation. Look at the way we are suffering in Ghana. Now, even the scientists have come out just 2 weeks ago saying that the food that our people are taking are not safe. And we sit down, within some few years, license issued to the president's daughter and the associate companies to mine till 2055. I want to use this platform to appeal to His Excellency. When and it's going to happen, inshallah, that when we win the December 7th election, all these licenses should be hot right on the day that we come into office. Because we cannot allow Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the wicked president Ghana has ever produced, to destroy our country like this. And I'm not going to blame Nanado alone. The so-called misplaced, visionless, aimless, directionless Baumia, who is his vice, is accomplice to this thing that is going on. He is part of this rot. He is part of this corruption. He is part of this insensitivity that is going on. Upon what justification is Baumia asking we, the people of Ghana, to vote for him? Is Baumia telling us that he doesn't know what is going on in his rotten government? I've stated it, and I'm going to state it again. This election that we are going to, it's not election about NDC, MPP, CPP. It is about the fabric and the soul of Ghana. We we Ghanaians, we should rise up and save our motherland, Ghana. If we don't save our motherland, Ghana, and we allow this super incompetent, visionless, aimless MPP to still stay in power, Ghana will be collapsed forever and ever. Kingsley, it is very, very, very painful to see our brothers and sisters who are suffering from kidney diseases because of the pollution of our water bodies, the sort of food they are eating into their system that has caused this thing. And this government, they are looking for money to, 4 million or so, 3 million, $2 million to be able to revive the dialysis center in Kolebu. They could not get it, and that we have almost 17 people dying. And the annoying part of the whole issue is that, Kingsley, with the document that Honorable Okrujetu Ablakwa showed us, the annoying part of it is that with all this money they are making from us, we the people, they are not even paying their taxes. Are we serious in Ghana? Is the system working in Ghana? Where is the agency that is supposed to go after them? Is the IRS telling us that if it were to be me, Paul Kwame Delali Disoso, I was owing such a concession, and I've evaded tax for 3 years, they will let me go scot-free? Kingsley, this is annoying. This is very annoying. Apart from destroying our water bodies, destroying our forest reserve, they are also destroying everything that we have in Ghana. They've taken all our money, stolen all our money, borrowed like never before, and it's like the economy and inflation in Ghana has risen to almost 54% 2022, and it's now around 20%. When His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was in power, inflation was about 15.4%. These aimless, visionless, senseless people were all over, making a lot of noise. They've not heard it before. Inflation is 15.4%. It is above board. His Excellency and the NDC were incompetent people. You see, there's something we call, when you throw a ball to hit a wall, the ball will come back to you. It is going to go in the history of Ghana. The only government under the Fourth Republic where inflation hit 54% is under this super incompetent Bawumia-led administration. My question to Ghanaians this afternoon: what again can Bawumia do to we, the people of Ghana? What can he do that he's not able to do under this administration? That's the question I keep on asking. You keep on promising, giving promises, and I'm going to give you mobile phones. You pay $1, one CD, 2 CD a month. You see, Bawumia takes we Ghanaians, excuse my language, and serve it as we are fools. The people who don't have jobs, where are they going to get a job from to work to be able to pay for that credit worthiness that he's talking about? Kingsley, we are appealing to Ghanaians. We've seen the rot. We've seen the injustice. We are seeing the decay of the economy of Ghana and the way our financial situation has come to a standstill. And we are bleeding. We become a laughing stock all around the world, in the US, in the UN, wherever you go. We are a laughing stock. And these shameless people, these shameless officials, still go around to campaign. If I was a member of the NPP, I would have bowed my head in shame. They have no shame, iota of no shame. And the question I am asking, more people no more. Where are the sensible people who used to be part of the NPP? Where are they? Where are you? Why are you allowing incompetent Nanado and Bawumia to destroy your party? Is there not anybody in the NPP who can rise up and say enough is enough and speak against this injustice, incompetency, this corruption, this insecurity, and bad governance that is going on in Ghana? Is there nobody in the NPP who can rise up and speak against it? If not asking the NPP, what about the Christian body, the Islamic body? Are there no people in Ghana who can rise up and be the fathers of the nation and speak against this fraud? I am very angry this afternoon. Not because I don't know about the corruption. We know there's a lot of corruption going on, and as Chairman Ali just said, one day, every day, there's corruption. We know about it. But what is getting us, some of us, angry is the way they are destroying our water bodies and our forest reserve. They want to destroy Ghana, but it's allowed. Today, we are appealing to the good people of Ghana. Let all of us rise up and save Mother Ghana. We need to save Mother Ghana. All of us rise up. The NDC, even the members in the NPP who are not happy with the way this super incompetent Baumia and Anado are ruining the country, they should all rise up. Let's vote and make sure that we kick them out of power so that we can get His Excellency John Dramani Mahama back into power, for us to investigate them, for us to bring them to book, for us to know the status of the economic mess they've created to our motherland, Ghana. Is this the Kwame Nkrumah Ghana that was handed over to them? It is the Kwame Nkrumah Ghana that His Excellency Dramani Mahama handed over to them? And the answer is obvious, no. Ghana has retrogressed 15 years behind. And Kingsley, the truth of the issue is that anybody will tell you that you can change an economic fortune of a country within a year or two. That is not true. So the NDC, even though we have the men, we are able to do it. Let all of us get our jacket, our suit, our pens ready to help to make sure that we work very hard to change the economic fortune of Ghana. Because it's not going to take us a year or two to change and then bring Ghana back on track, to reset Ghana back on track because of the decay and the rot that is going on. Kingsley, I'm getting angry and I'll rest here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Paul. It's unfortunate that we have to continue to feel the way we feel about our beloved country. It is very disheartening, but there is hope. There is hope for our people of Ghana.
You can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Has the exchange rate not exposed Dr. Baumia and the NPP? At the end of December 2016, the cedi to dollar exchange rate was 4 Ghana cedis to $1. Today, it's about 16 Ghana cedis to $1. This is more than 4 times the amount of cedis one needed to buy $1 in 2016. Today, as a result of the free fall of the cedi, many businesses have lost significant amount of their working capital, with many collapsing in the process. Did they not say yeti sikaso?
Yeti sikaso. Omenyo hiamai. Enam amemua enkoyeji.
Ghanaians are worse off as prices continue to soar on a daily basis. Putting food on the table has become a daily struggle. The hardship is real. It's time for change. Vote for change. Vote for John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
How can we solve the unemployment crisis in Ghana? Yes, Massa.
By using formula 133.
Can you expatiate?
Say, this simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That is the Mahama 24-hour economy policy. Under this policy, businesses will be given tax incentives, cheaper electricity, financial support, and security support services to encourage them to work 24/7 by adopting 3 work shifts of 8 hours each. This will triple job opportunities in the country. This policy will boost production, increase productivity, and generate well-paying jobs in all participating businesses and public organizations.
Excellent. The 24-hour policy will be a game changer.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Yeah, back to Mahama. 2024, I wanna know.
It's Mortey, the drum king.
2024, yeah, back to Mahama. 2024, I wanna know. What's the one for Mahama? I feel the world. say one pay mama. I didn't know walk in mama. I am pay mama. I feel the you lose to mama. You say one pay mama. I didn't know walk in mama. 2024 yeah, but to mama. 2024 you wanna know go. Mama yentu babama. Mama yentu manu. Ubi asi yeah. Ubi asi you. Oh no I no go. Oh no I no go. What about John Damani? Ndc you na po. One on body pa. One on pe mama. Ya num di num jena ko shia fili ya muchira baganda. Ndc ya ko faba. John Damani Bahama. Ghana jinkwana ba. Isi wama ya manu wa baba.
So, Paul, I'm coming back to you. There was a statement that let me play this, and then I will ask you the question.
Kabrani who said we are winning the seats in the mining areas, so they decided to go and import foreigners. No one know about no man can't jump. Say munko in renumu, na munko to go do, or say munko so no na munko to. Na mo refi mo hana the whole year. In so I a problem da. Enya 1 month ya na started. Eye obi na opese anka omo ye nanka ye di speed nanka ya court nanka ya stop galamsey for nanka ya lose your seat. Yes stop you omo na. Yes stop you omo china. Na omo ko form TV for na ko. Na omo kro for ka ena galamsey na galamsey ye tunu wakra. Inso no e wakra. Omo mbra kuma.
Paul, the question I have here is this. Does the MPP really think that every Ghanaian is an idiot? Because clearly, if you speak like this, no. So the second question is this: like, what makes a person in government say that someone, hey, I am in charge. I am in charge of this house. I am in charge of the country. But somebody went and brought someone from Abrochire to come. And I was standing there when the person told the person that Galam said, dig it around, but don't dig it anywhere else, but dig it inside water. And then the person who claimed to be in charge is standing around looking and saying, me, I won't do anything. Is that not a good reason for this person to be kicked out of government?
It's not only the good reason for the person to be kicked out of government. It also tells you how stupid and foolish and brainless these people are. If, as you stated, you are the one in charge of making to protect the land, Mother Ghana, and you sat there, and your opponent has gone to bring foreigners to come and mine in the water body, which is killing your people, and you are the very same government spending a lot of money trying to get people on dialysis, and then you have a party official to come and sit over on a TV, on a campaign platform, telling we Ghanaians that this thing is the doing of the MDC. They are foolish, blameless, and they have no sense. I'm very harsh this afternoon because I need to speak to these people. How can he come and say that such a thing? It's only people who have no brain, who have acid in their brains, who will be talking like this. If that man does not have acid in his brain, you not come and sit here and be denigrating his government. He's denigrating his government because he has acid in his brains. Any sensible person will not come and sit on TV and be saying that the opposition has gone to import people from foreigners to come and destroy our water body. Nobody who has brains like you and I have will do such a thing. This should buttress the point that we are making this afternoon, that these people are shameless, they are aimless, they are visionless, they are directionless, they have no aim and no strategy to bring Ghana or to develop Ghana. They are just a bunch of idiots who have been appointed to take affair of the country, and they destroy the country, they transgress the country 15 years back. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Chairman Richard Arija. Yeah, Chairman Arija, on the last video I just played, your take.
Yeah, say that again, please. I couldn't get you.
Yeah, I'm saying that on the last video that I just played, the commentary.
Kabrani who said we are winning the seats in the mining areas, so they decided to go and import foreigners. No man can't jump. Say munko in renumu, na munko to go do, or say munko so no na munko to. Na mo refi mo hana the whole year. In so I a problem da. Enya 1 month ya na started. Eye obi na opese anka omo ye na anka ye di speed. Nanka ya caught nanka ya stop galamsey for nanka ya lose your seat. Yes, stop you omo na. Yes, stop you omo china.
Chairman, your take. If a leader
Yeah. Let me digress a little bit. I must confess that Kingsley, I haven't seen your brother Paul like this. Never.
Yeah.
For the longest time, he's been a very patient person who is tolerant. Somebody who wants to make sure that peace prevails wherever he finds himself among us. I am West. When I'm provoked, it's people like Paul that I would need to sober me down. But today, I am not sure what Nadu has done to him. I'm laughing, but I am serious. And these are serious issues confronting our country. That is Dr. Ayo Afuye, an MP for one of the constituencies in Accra. In fact, he's a doctor. It's just that I haven't taken the trouble to find out whether he's a PhD by other professions or he's a medical doctor. That's what I'm not sure about. But you see, that reminds me about my chairman, General Sirun Ketia Mosquito. He once said, he has a lot of words of wisdom in his mouth. He once said that sukuko, and pepa jimie.
Yeah.
That is enough. You don't need to go beyond that. We have a lot of people who have gone to school, have the formal education, have widely read, but you want to come and think about it. That's so sukube brebena wakono. Jimmy na ya de wo apepana and pepa. And this is a typical example, classic one. In a person standing over there, tall, handsome, stout, and yelling about Yakofa and Krofo Efi Amanoni and as a Viaba. So he himself, as an MP who is closer to the castle or the Flagstaff House or to the power seat, where he knows that we have security that he can alert. He knows that we have police. He's very much aware we have military which they have deployed before. And then he's saying that they're standing, watching maybe me from Amanone. I brought in somebody from here, maybe a Chinese from my country, US or whatever, and then go through the corridors or maybe through the bushway and go into their land and be able to find a place somewhere in a Achim, Techimai, Anase, Kwabibrim, Anase, Wasab, Baby, Kropon, all those places, Takwa. And you are saying you know it, and then all you can do is that me and I mean, Minamophobia, and Crophobia, Mufiamonane, yet the Crofo say, Abe Ghana, Assassin, na itu tu assassin. Hey, Ghana, you were some bonopo. Look, there is no way we will prosper or rescue and reset the country if we allow people like this, with respect to their professional academic qualifications, to continue running, leading us as leaders of Ghana. We are doomed. But, we cannot afford or weaken ourselves and remain docile for people like this and their bunch of criminals who act criminally negligent. For them to continue leading us to where? We need to whip them out of power, whip them where they belong, to where they belong. There cannot be any tolerance or any pampering of that.
So, Chairman, is it not interesting? And again, I hear what you are saying. Does that not make sense now? If the MP, Nana Ayuafree, who is a young person, I want to make it again. It's not very old because it's just 47 years old, if I remember very correctly. Efidiase is where he comes from.
Okay.
Ashanti region. For a young man like this, a 47-year-old guy, to be able to, an MP, speak publicly about this matter like this, what does that tell? Does that not tell us that the president have given all of them the mandate that, listen, this is not something I have any intention to stop? And again, you can understand the president is about 80 years old, and so you can understand that he doesn't really care. But for a young man like this, who all things being equal, have at least 30, 40 years to live, to speak like this, is that not a danger for our country?
It is beyond danger. It's about death. We have been sentenced to death, and anybody can die anytime. You see, Paul was mentioning about people who are suffering from dialysis, children being born, women going into labor and not knowing what will happen. Various diseases in the country. So do you know whether you are dying today or tomorrow? You don't know. They are killing us without science, and that is criminal. Genocide is a system that we live in today in Ghana. And perhaps we will be sitting down here thinking that it doesn't, we don't care about it because we are a little bit far from hope. No. This is where we are now, is a sojourn. We are sojourning on foreign lands. We always wake up and go to sleep thinking about home. We are not comfortable living outside. It's by circumstances that brought us over here. If our country were good, who doesn't want to, walk behind his house to the nearest farm and fetch fresh palm wine, sweet one, and come home and relax over it with fresh organic body? So you see, these are people who have put our country in a chamber to die. Suicide. They are forcing our people to die, including themselves, which if they don't know. And for me, I see it as deliberate criminal negligence or act. And they should, by their utterances or by their action, be brought before the law if there is any law that can hold them accountable for their utterances and action today in terms of this kind of devastation that they are rolling over the country called Ghana, to the extent that today there are many people somewhere who cannot get fresh water to drink, that the only filtration system available for them is to go and buy alum. I remember alum many, many years back. Go and buy that alum, you go and fetch the dirty water and place it in, hopefully thinking that when it settles and the color turns a little bit from the brown to a bit plain, then you think you're healthy. You're drinking poison. You're being killed for the sake of somebody's greatness, somebody's wealth. You see, so Nanado and Nanado is not alone. You see, Nanado has brought all his brothers and cousins, family extended and closer, and the whole clan that he belongs. That small clan in Chebi, not the whole Chebi, the Ofori Penny Fie and then Kakrebi. They are the people running. And that's why for me, I don't see this MPP government as the MPP you and I know. I don't think so. I don't see it that way. At least those that have passed, even though we disagree with them, they were fair. They were trying to do their best. But this one is a gang of criminals without apology. They are the true Chebi mafia. If I talk about Achim, I'm stretching it too much because I respect many, many Achim people that I've come to know as friends and mates. I wouldn't want to do that. But when you enter from Chebi Amanfrom and go into the Chebi inside, and then you continue through their highway, now polished, into that secluded clan who think they are the intelligentsia of Ghana, who live above everybody close by their doorsteps in that town. Okay, where I have my own in-laws. So it becomes a problem for Ghana. They have become an albatross on us. But how to, pick them or lift them off our shoulders is the challenge. And here they are. They are not ready to go. They are doing all kinds of things, machinations, behind the scene to systematically rig the election and call it to themselves. It's a big challenge. And that is the reason why we have to all. It's a communal labor. It's a duty for everybody to ensure that you talk on daily basis. Don't eat that plan of fufu here and say you're happy. Call somebody in Ghana. Call your friends. Explain the danger that we find ourselves in. And let them understand that if we cross this 2024 December and we find these people still imposing or forcing themselves on us, that is the end of Ghana. That is the end of Ghana. Everybody must then find their own way out of the system. Because how are you going to do that? If all the 7 years this is what I have wrote, what tells you that they will not continue? Because they have captured a lot of things and they are afraid to move. That is why they will not stop those indulge in the galamsey. And that is why their own president's daughters are involved in something disguised, a galamsey disguised as a small-scale mining. And they have been quiet all this time until it got revealed last Friday. That is why Chairman Woon to me is strongly on it. And I was ashamed seeing him engage on a media platform with others and telling Esare Erastus Esare Donko, who has risked his life with his team in the field, pursuing the galamsey without help from anybody, without help from the law enforcement, with him on a platform and arguing. The audacity of it, the impunity of power. Kingsley, there should be a way out, or we die together under the sycophants and fanatics and assigns under Nanado and his brothers and his family, trying to, indoctrinate. And the people, when I see people on platforms who continue to attack me or some of us because we don't agree with the regime, sometimes I hold my breath. Because again, you don't want to engage on somebody who wants to, drag you onto the gutters. So it is for Ghanaians, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Togo, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, to return home, especially those who are nearby. They should make sure that they have their ID cards, they are registered, they are qualified to register. I believe we have been sounding this warning and request over the years during the limited registration time. It is time for you to find a way of getting the nearest place that you belong. And make sure that the one finger, the one thumb, your ballot, one ballot, it works a lot. Drop it to rescue yourself.
Fantastic.
Not your brother, yourself. Because you don't know when you'll be called to go to dialysis at Kalabu. And how many dialysis centers do we have? And how many machines do we have? So please, it's a crucial time for Ghanaians and for everybody who loves Ghana, who has not left, even though we are holding citizenship status all over the place. That doesn't take us away from our country. The motherland is very important. And Ghana cannot be taken away from our personality and from our embodiment as human beings. Who
All right, Paul. Oops. Sorry. The EC, the EC, Ghana EC, is saying that there is no justification for the forensic audit of the voter register. The Peace Council is saying that the people of Ghana should trust the EC. I have two questions. What is the problem of the EC, and can the Peace Council be trusted? Remembering that the Peace Council said this. In 2017, the Peace Council said Charlotte Asare must resign and leave there. Charlotte Asare must be kicked out. In 2020, all of a sudden, the Peace Council said the new register attack on the EC is completely needless. The people of Ghana should have confidence and trust in the EC. This same Peace Council. Paul, let's go.
Yes, Kingsley. I think Rashid. I saw Rashid on. I don't know if you know Rashid is also on. At the
No,
back.
he is not. He's off right now.
Okay,
so
you see,
I'm still waiting for him.
You see, this Peace Council, they are the problem of Ghana. You know why? When this injustice was perpetrated on us in 2020, and we're on the street insisting that the right thing should be done, they are the people who put a lot of pressure on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and pleaded with him to go to the court and use the court system. Now, is the Peace Council telling us that with all this evidence that has been demonstrated, that has been shown, and the EC Bosman Asare has come on Joy News File 2 weeks ago, confirmed that yes, all what the NDC are saying, yes, it was a problem, but they've resolved it. Is the Peace Council telling us that we should trust Bosman Asare, Jane Mensah, and those electoral commissioners? You see, Ghana is where it is today because the Peace Council has refused to do what they are supposed to do. I remember between 2009 to 2016, when His Excellency was the vice and rose up to become the president, we heard the voice of the Peace Council, we heard the voice of the civil society, we heard the voice of all sorts of institutions speaking against the former president, the NDC, if we do something which is not right. And as a Democrat, and as somebody who has grown up to understand what democracy is, it was a good thing for Ghana. Because look, there's no any human being who will say he's 100% perfect. So when they were talking, criticizing we, the NDC, were talking, where were they or what has changed today that they've all lost their voice? Especially the Peace Council and the Christian Council. For me, the NDC need to still insist. We need to still hammer the fact that there should be forensic audit. With all this expose that keep on coming out, how can we trust the EC that they've done or corrected all the things we are talking about? Kingsley, I heard the electoral commissioner, Jane Adukwe Mensah, right, saying that people should check their, statutes online. Kingsley, my brother or my grandmother in the village, Hejana Kofa, where my grandmother of almost 85 years has never used an Android or an iPhone before. Even if you give him this Nokia 3680, she cannot even use it. How do you expect such a person to be able to check whether her name is still on the voter register? You see the stupidity and the foolishness of these electoral commissioners? They think they are smart, but anytime they try to show their ignorance, the more they show how foolish and stupid they are. You've created a lot of mess. The NDC has identified the mess you've created. The NDC has pointed it out to you. You've never denied that it was not true. You've admitted that yes, those mistakes happened. Now, you said you've corrected it. As a responsible organization, after you've corrected the mistake, what do? Are you not supposed to give the register back to the very party that identified those mistakes for them to see if they will see any other mistakes? For me, I think I am calling on the Christian Council, the Peace Council, the Islamic Council, all the SCSOs, the embassies in Ghana. We need to demand that this forensic audit should happen. Because if this does not happen, on December 7th, 2024, on Election Day, there'll be a lot of chaos all over. Because people will go to the voting centers and their names will not be on the voter roll. And that is where the confusion is going to start. For me, I'm disappointed in the Peace Council. The Peace Council is another mouthpiece of this government. And they are speaking as if they don't care about Ghana. They are speaking as if they don't have the interests of Ghana at stake. The question is, where are the reasonable and responsible senior citizens and Ghanaians and the Christian Council who knows wrong from right to speak out? For me, it will be dangerous for the NDC to soften its stance because the Christian Council or the Peace Council are saying we should allow for me, we should still insist and ensure that the forensic audit happen. And it must happen. And it is going to happen. Because whatever we're going to do, if we don't get a clean voter register before we go to the election, we stab ourselves in the back. And as a responsible party, we are not going to sit down to allow what happened in 2020 to happen again. We will put them on check. We will mark them boot to boot. We will ensure that the EC does the right thing. We will ensure that we scrutinize the voter register. We will ensure that we expose them until the right thing is done. So that we all go into the 2024 election with a clean voter register so that whoever is going to win, whoever will lose will admit, those who win will accept that they've won, and we have a peaceful Ghana, we have a one Kwame Nkrumah Ghana, and we move ahead as a country. Thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But Chairman Richard Alija.
Yes, sir.
On the EC and the Peace Council, let's go.
Okay. There's no story about it. All that we need to do as a progressives and over 5 million people, which belongs in the NDC, we have to put a pressure. The pressure must be on. There is no way these people or Mampam guys are going to allow us a free passage into the freedom. There is no way to do that because the latest responses that came out from them last week, it's a very clear indication that look, they are not ready for any auditing of the system. When in fact, many organizations, civil society organizations, individuals, and in fact, including some, including Alanchiramanten's group, which also came out with very informative and quite refreshing proposals and suggestions for the need for a forensic auditing of the register. Forensic has been described in various ways. It's where, the only difference is when we have detected by professional definition, when there is a sign, a speculation, or a detection of one or other fraud sort of thing in a banking system, accounting system, that there was a need for us to call into a certain auditing to detect certain vulnerabilities, to detect certain things that we have seen. Clues have been given us. There is something uncommon happening behind the scene. There is no clerical administrative correction of errors at all. Correction administration like spell my name well, get my number very well, make sure that my address is in place and all that, which is the normal thing that we do when the register is exhibit to make sure that on the day of the election, you are not denied because your first name doesn't match the name that you actually use in registering. Those are very normal and basic purposes of registering the register, especially register, the professional register. But when it goes beyond that into a core of suspicious attempts to manipulate the system, like we have detected in Tamale South to Pusika, That alone is enough. It's enough because we cannot be sure whether there are many more other systems that we have not identified. So let's dissect the register and make sure that nothing like that occurred anywhere, somewhere else. We are not saying that, okay, no, let me retract. With all the suspicions, it shouldn't be taken as a one party trying to manipulate it, even though we know behind our mind that it could be that. But NDC detecting those and then coming out to call, they have not, in a minute or in a word or sentence, mentioned officially that it is NPP who are doing that. All they have legitimately called on or calling suspicion is about the Electoral Commission has become largely composed of NPP party apparatus. And that is a tried knowledge, is known to everybody, and nobody has denied. The denial from the other opponents, the NPP, is that, well, they are Ghanaians. Those who have put that they are Ghanaians, and that the constitution doesn't define, or recruitment doesn't define that you should not belong in the political party. After all, everybody has a leaning. But you should not be seen plainly as such. But back to the matter of the auditing. The moment you are resisting, already with your confidence, the confidence the public has in you by statistics is low. It's lowest, 33% or so. I saw it last week. It's the lowest in history. And you are aware that your trust has gone down. People don't have trust in you. And your system, your processes, your work is every day riddled with errors. Every day. Even in a small district center where you are counting numbers, you are not accurate on it. To the extent that for us to detect that for the first time we have some of the security materials and properly secured have been missing and up to date. There is no update on that. And you think me, who has an interest in the election, should just say, oh, okay, let's go on election. Am I a fool or idiot? No, you can't tell me Ayira Keke or is missing Asa. Or they're trusting me, and you know I don't trust you. And then come on December 7th to come and then cast your vote. I don't cast him a Jimmy Anna. Then you are also saying that you're not even giving us a clue. Who are the people? Where is the machine? Then by our own surveillance, we're able to detect and arrest one of the systems or BVCD or whatever you call it.
DVD.
Somewhere. Up to now, no update. Don't you think that those things can be used in doing what they are supposed to do under the cover of darkness, in setting somebody's bedroom, so that when it's done behind us, okay, then tomorrow we come to realize during the vision that some people have found their names on transfer lists somewhere else. But where they originated from, as people or voters who have been transferred, we cannot identify where they came from. Their names do not belong on any of the provisional registers. They are on a register, but from where, which polling station, which registration station, we don't have it. And you say, oh, I should trust you. How come you perform that big error? So you know what? Let's sit down. I bring my IT people. We cannot agree on an independent person who is fairly independent. You may say I am not independent. You may say MPP is not independent. You may say our is not independent. But let's bring a neutral body so that we all sit down and then go behind the clerical things and see how robust your IT system is, so that tomorrow, if we identify them, if 2 or 3, even if 1, then we can plug the hole. You say, this is a leaking path. So let's plug it so that we can all be safe on the day of election. Then last week you come and then give us that kind of porous. And I don't know my choice of words. How do I describe the response you brought out last week? Anyway, let me leave it. Let me save words. I don't want to insult. So you come and throw it at us and tell us that you have addressed all the concerns of the party calling for auditing. Really? Meanwhile, proud to that, you had gone public with press releases that we, the party NDC, have not submitted all our concerns to you. So when did they submit the concerns? Namono chese mudi mudwin say oye Jean, your friend saying Jean Adukwe Mensa and Professor Emeritus Eric Bosman Asari. And I say patron. I hear you used to be patron. In fact, his student happened to be Adam Agbana, PC for Ketunot. Last week, he appeared on one of the media platforms. I think that is Asempa. I heard him live and gave vivid relationship between him and his professor while they were on campus as students in the political science department. I say, huh? And Adam, all this time you have been hearing this story. Me, I haven't heard it. Really? They know each other. They respect each other. There were a lot of questions, and I'm like, really? He answered all the questions for me. I was scared, very, very scared. In fact, we don't have what we have known over the years from 1992, 93, as electoral commission. There is none in Ghana. You can only pray to God. We don't have electoral commission.
All right.
We are naked. Kingsley, we are naked because you see, I'm not IT savvy, but I have common sense. You see, even if they address the issues like they say they are addressing, or even if we go further to do the auditing like they are saying they are auditing, a night to December 7th, like they rolled on the SAR over there, a night before then, they are capable of allowing these apparatchiks of Dr. Ofuri and Kwachi and Apiahini to sit all night to change things before we arrive at the police stations tomorrow. So the register they gave you yesterday on the 7th, on the 6th, you arrive tomorrow at the voter station.
The police station.
The police station. You go there and you go and find completely a different register. And in fact, at that time, you wouldn't even have your time because you would have distributed or deployed all your staff into the field. So if it is happening in, let's say, one police station, and you have only 2 people who are focused on being vigilant and being checking people, how are they going to register?
All right, Chairman.
It's serious.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm going to play a video. I just need a less than 1 minute comment on it, and then we make progress.
I'll say, not at all, because if NDC think about it, they couldn't have cancelled the allowances. But in this life, what is sweet before you is bitter for someone. My main concern back on show. Me na me MPP new. And I'm a free MPP. Echo NDC. 2016, because I was school. Election time. I could follow the catcher say. Young to abanamano, non-restore allowances, no. MIA nurses, no. As my making 2017 batches, away. Sometimes my hammer be a tabletop 400 cedis per one person. Eti, I just say the 400 cedis, no, a quack or chuaba. It's your NDC. A transportation, me, na meka home. A transportation for chuaba. It's your NDC. Say Abia, Nana Ba, or Barry Star Alawana May. Till dates I'm in a walk as a Nana Maya 10 pesos. Nana Wamaya 10 pesos. Till dates. Na, South 100 cities near Naya Nimpono. Kayan Fandianum. If I'm paying Domibi, Lenki Indianum. Yet your transportation got 2 year NDC. Na oya papa panyin na wutimi be twantro kire ye say ntro abama na ba restore alawa na till date one restore me nkoso ni wachi won me nkoso ye penya wutwantro me nkoso ni wachi untimi nche me peta me join it obi a won freedom untimi enchire me say maame adekutu ebe ni pa adwena sesa ho me sa de na MPP je ye no e na maame sesa amadwe because ade me chini wo me life no ene ntro ade MPP malusu poto
Paul. This one just a passing one. I played the video.
I mean, posterity is judging us all. As His Excellency said on, is it 8th or 9th December 2016, when he conceived and accepted defeat. He said posterity will judge us all. So for me, this, revelation from this, our sister, who happened to be a nurse, is not a surprise. Posterity is judging her. Posterity is judging Kingsley, Mortey. Posterity is judging Paul Disoso. Posterity is judging Chairman Ahija, and all Ghanaians. Posterity is judging us. This should rather enforce us. This should encourage us to go back to the ballot box and vote out a government who has decided to lie, a government who has decided to mislead, a government that decided to just throw dust into the eyes of its citizens. This is a very good opportunity once again, and I'm appealing to the good people of Ghana that on December 7th, when we go onto the voter polling station to vote, number 8, where the umbrella is, and the picture of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is, just put your thumbprint over there. Let's vote massively for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Let's save Ghana. The only person who can save Ghana out of this distress, out of this retrogression, out of this shame, out of this, us on our knee begging, is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. As for the lies, we want to say the lies. There's a lot of lies we're going to say or talk about this evening. Some of it is the dollar exchange rate. At the time that we handed over to them, dollar was going to 4.2 to a dollar. A CD was going for 4.2 to a dollar. I sent money this morning, and it's over $16, 16 Ghana cedi per dollar. So if these people who were in opposition were bragging, yet so come there. Ghana, we don't need to beg. We have money. And they've given the affairs of the country to them. And today, we cannot even pay our international obligations. Kingsley. And the dollar is at 16 over 16. Then when we start paying our international obligations, the dollar will shoot up to $20 per 20 Ghana cedi per dollar. The decay, the destruction that Nanado Baumia have perpetrated on you and I and the people, we the people, has gone to a level whereby nobody in his right state of mind would tell me that we should give this government another chance. There is no way that we will go or be in the right state of our mind and go and vote these people again to steer the affairs of Kwame Nkrumah Ghana again for 4 years. It is not the right thing to do. We are playing to the good people of Ghana. Let's just ask or show this incompetent MPP, Baumia, Nanado, and Napo government that number 8 is the deal. On that day, use the thumb, the power of the thumb, to thumbprint on number 8. And I love it. 8 is a sign of grace, beginning new things. And we know Ghana will be reset when we choose number 8 to lead Ghana on 7th December 2024. Thank you.
Paul, continue on the matter of the demonstrators that have been arrested. Under the so-called, yes, under the so-called civil rights lawyer.
You know, for me, my yes is my yes. And I mean, I've always said anything I'm going to say in secret, I'm going to defend it in public. The demonstrators have every right to demonstrate. Okay? The question, did they stay within the confines of the law? Even at all, let's assume they did not stay within the confines of the law. Is that how they have to be treated? Whilst we have people like Chemawun to me, Sampai, mention the names, that so-called doctor you just played his video, destroying our environment, destroying our water bodies, destroying our forest reserve. They are not going after them. They are going after people who are crying because they have relation. They are family people who are suffering from this devastated destruction of our water body. I think the sentence was too unthinkable, unwise, and not showing that democracy works in Ghana. What I would say is that there's a group of people who democracy works for, but the others, democracy don't work for them. It's so sad, so disappointing, so shameful that judges who are supposed to be, independent people to have independent mind, will throw these people who are fighting for those judges, their relationships, their relatives, for this Galamsey to stop, to put them in bars for 2 weeks. Ghana is retrogressing. Democracy is not working in Ghana. We are under animal kingdom and we are being ruled as animals. But the good news is that we are going to have a change on 7th December. When His Excellency John Dramani Mahama take power, no matter what, no matter how, they've destroyed our democracy, the NDC will restore back the democracy, and Ghanaians will have confidence in our judicial system, in our security system, in every organ of government. It's very sad for those people who are fighting for their innocent life, fighting for government to put a stop to Galamsey, will be sentenced or be reminded. They are not sentenced, sorry, will be reminded in 2 weeks in prison and in prison custody. For me, all we can say is that I'm proud of them. I am very proud of them that they are fighting. When they are writing the history book of Ghana in some years to come, their names will appear that they are the people who rose up when the Christian Council, when the Peace Council, when the Islamic Council, when the CSOs, when the government agencies, when right-thinking Ghanaians have all kept quiet and allowed Nana Addo Dankwa and Bawumia to destroy our water body. These are the people who rose up and fought. And they fought for Mother Ghana, and because of that, they were thrown into prison custody for 2 weeks. All this thing that this government is doing is to divert attention from the rot that is going on at the EC, which the NDC exposed. That is what they are doing. For me, they use these innocent people as a scapegoat to divert attention from the demand of the forensic audit. They use this to divert attention from the core, from the NDC and other society, that there should be a forensic audit on the electoral voter register. That's all they are doing. It's diversion of attention, diversion of tactics, and just to take attention from the pressure that we are putting on the EC. That is why they are doing all this thing. It is much ado about nothing. And once again, Ghana is not fighting against NDC MPP. We are fighting against the evil NPP group who are come to destroy our country. And for me, democracy does not work in Ghana again. And we all have to rise up and save Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, the democracy that he left for us. Let all of us rise up and save it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul. Chairman Richard Arija, on the matter of the demonstrators that have been arrested.
Yeah, Kingsley, let me put that disclaimer. Let me put this disclaimer because as a product of students' agitation and looters, very radical and activists of a time past. I love Aluta, even under military regimes. Okay. But we also have to respect the regulations or the laws that guide every demonstration. Again, we have to agree that demonstrations also come with excesses. You cannot deny that. The reason why, when we are going on demonstration, it's expected by the system that will have protection or guidance, protection of ourselves who are demonstrating, protection of other pedestrians or passers-by, protection of property. The reason why the police, who are civil security, not military or soldiers, to be part of what it takes to end the demonstration peacefully. But these professionals who have been trained in demonstration protection, crowd control, managing route, these are words that happen and they live with us wherever we find ourselves in the world. So normally there's conversation with the leaders, and the leaders try to control the procession as much as possible. You don't know where somebody, one of you, could stray into something else. I'm not holding brief. So if I remember how I was watching the whole process from the beginning, in the morning, I believe, and the police were compromising. They were having conversations. They were supposed to be gathered somewhere, but again, that wasn't conducive for them. Another part close to 37 was chosen, and the police were there peacefully relating, having very nice conversation. And I believe there is not only one entrance to the 37 hospital at all. If I have been there several times, of late I've been there. So there couldn't be. And if for some reason under that event, we are not using the normal route, police should be kind enough to direct traffic and pedestrians through the other route. You don't insist that don't go here. If they go to the back of 37, it means that the show they are doing, they want to show. They want to show their revolt. They want to let people know that we are making noise here. We are showing our placards and talking about this very poisonous, the existential threat that confronts you and I. And I have offered to sacrifice myself to come and make a show. Demonstration is show to the public. So I am showing by placards, by my utterances, by calling people. You don't want you to go and hide behind 37 to do that. So, and you don't expect me to, and that will not be accepted, for me to block that only entrance when I know the police hospital, and it could be my brother, my mother. But excesses are sometimes, come along with it, and we have to determine how we manage it. So clearly there were some excesses, misunderstanding. If we are riding a demonstration for 3 days, remember we need some oxygen, we need some water, we need some food. That is why they brought a van for logistics for that purpose. So it helped them do something. But so it got out of hand along the line. But the unfortunate thing, and I don't expect people who know the law, the security services trained for that purpose, and they are professionals, and then that is the police, and then the courts who know the law, for them to abuse the people by violating the laws, like detaining some of them for more than 48 mandatory hours. You don't say because it's Sunday you arrest a person on Saturday morning or whatever, and then you expect the being a weekend, and their Monday being a holiday for that matter, they must stay beyond because it's a holiday. No, the law does not allow that. The provision now is that even a suspect can be presented to a judge's house on holidays or weekends if the courts don't open. That is the law. And they know it. Those demonstrators may not know it. You don't deny them of legal counsel when you arrest them 37 to the police station. You should let them know their offense. And these are laws. And the police and the courts know about it. So you only decided to please your paymasters, your principals at the Jubilee by manhandling and abusing the rights of demonstrators. Demonstrators have right to demonstrate, and it should be. It's also part of it to say, like I'm saying again, certain excesses, but excesses do not merit the way they handle them. Denying them of counsel, denying them, and then a substance, they took statements from them. You can't do that anywhere, not in Ghana. And then taking them the following Tuesday to court or so, and without law or lawyer, then you throw them into prisons and police cells for 2 weeks. Abe, haven't we moved far away from this kind of things? When have you experienced this? So when are we going to grow? Are we not developing? Are we not progressing? So is it because then people will refer us to 1979, that we killed some people, and people refer us to about 2014 or 2015? We are moving. So if I was a IGP or the station inspector or detective in 2014 or 2015, and I did something that is an abuse of law, you don't expect another person coming to take my station should do the same thing, and then you come in a very ignorant and come and tell me that because we did it there that we have to do it. Then when are we going to go? Is that the reason why we change regimes? So clearly, for me, what is happening now, and the international committee have picked it, and so for me, it's a shame, and it's abuse of power, and telling people where power lies, to intimidate others, and set the signal that if anybody goes on the road, they will manhandle him and break his limbs and all that. It's just to, intimidate and send fears down our spines, so that tomorrow, when there is a legitimate cause for demonstration, people will not come out. But some of us, where we come from, we have climbed walls, we have been sacked, we have been chased. You go to graphic to go and demonstrate at graphic operation, and then you have the police after you, and then you jump the wall of graphic into Accra Brewery, and then when you are falling over the wall, you see some bottles sitting over there. So are you coming back or you are going inside? You have to go forward and go and wake up and run. It's a fun of it. So you see, this all make democracy. So we should be allowed. People should express themselves, but guide them because you're a professional. Tell them, advise them, talk to them. Menkoha. But they will throw stones small. That's why you have with my taxpayers' money or my father's money as a student, you have bought some gadgets to hold and batons and all that.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman made me to remember our days on campus where, oh Jesus Christ, 2002, our demonstration, the police demonstration against the MPP government and President Kufuor, 2002. At some point, we ended up in the sea. When the police chased us, we ended up in the sea. Paul, let me come to you on the matter of the PURC. Paul is also. Okay.
I mean, the PURC is saying that you're going to increase the electricity tariff by 3% and the water by 1.86%. I mean, that's the.
I missed 25% inflation, by the way.
That's what I was going to say. It's the job of the PRCU to do their work whenever they have to increase tariff, as vis-a-vis, what is happening in the country. As we speak, inflation is above 20%. It's not less than 20%. So for them to increase, tariff of electricity to 3% and also water by 1.86%, it's going to bring some sort of hardship on the good people of Ghana. But the question over here is that we all know, and we all know what's happening in the electricity sector, the energy sector, whereby even the ECG boss, Muhammad Tubik, have to, resign because they are putting pressure on him to do things he think will affect him, will go after him, they will come after him in case there's a change in government. But not that as much as I may say. I think Ghanaians have to, brace themselves for more difficulties when this, tariff adjustments are made because it's going to affect the common person on the street. 3% is a lot of amount of increment. And we just hope and trust that, even if they are going to take this money and they are going to make sure that they sustain their power, that they make sure that Ghanaians get the power that they needed. I don't have any problem with it. But this money will be taken, and this money is going to go into the pocket of some screw-top, unbelievable and wicked MPP apparatchiks. Or there's a rumor all over there that they have tried to partner with a Chinese entity to do the management of the bill collection and all those stuff. We don't know how far that is true. But if it happened, it is true. I think when we come, we need to abrogate that contract. We need to look into it and make sure that right thing is done. For me, it's going to bring a lot of pain. It's going to bring a lot of hardship. But we'll just ask our fellow comrade Ghanaians to hold on. Ghana is going to progress under His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama. John Dramani Mahama will come and will make sure that things are done right so that we can bring a little relief. I'm not saying that we are not going to increase. There will be increment. But we'll make sure that when we increase, it correlates with the service we provide to the good people of Ghana. That's what I'll say. Thank you.
Fantastic. Let me, our Deputy National Organizer is here. Deputy National Organizer, how are you doing?
I am very good, my brother. How are you too?
Charlie, pretty well. Pretty well. So far, so good. With the matter we are talking about right now, we are crying on behalf of the people of Ghana. PURC about to do crazy increments. Your take and maybe give us some updates from the field. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to join you once again, unannounced. I feel so interested to contribute. I find myself in the Western region. I'm speaking to you from Takrady, and the situation here is the network is not so reliable, I'm told.
Is Dr. Bamia holding the network or MTN?
Kids, I would say this is a very big surprise. Ambushing us with a national officer is very, surprising.
Don't make noise, okay?
To be on the same platform with him.
Nice. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. In fact, my apologies. I'm told my network is not so reliable today. Like I said, I felt very compelled to contribute to this subject matter because I find myself in Western region. I lived about 14 years of my life in the Western region also, in particular. And it is not a matter affecting only Western region, but it's Ghana as a whole. As we speak presently, I am aware that Ghana Water has served notice that if care is not taken beyond December, they may not be able to treat drinking water for the people of Western region because of the extent of damage to our water bodies. And it is very disheartening that when we have sane human beings who were very loud voices, who could speak so strongly on the depreciation of the cedi, who could speak so strongly on the price of petrol, who could even speak so strongly on governance, and who could even say things that were lies. But today, suddenly, they are all observing table manners when the country is already sinking, if it has not already sunk. And to be very honest with you, I speak of these things not because I'm deputy national organizer of the NDC, but rather because I'm a Ghanaian, I'm a young person, and I believe that I must protect this country for my offsprings, since I have already begun procreation. And if I do not speak, then my children will see me also as a coward or as a hypocrite who never voiced out when it mattered most. The Galamsey menace is a serious matter in Ghana. If you recall, there was a time myself, Kudus Bediase, and Stephen Atto, popularly known as ASK, we petitioned the UN in reference to President Akufo-Addo's position as co-chair to the UN SDGs, when in his backyard he was actually destroying water bodies. We are considering adding a supplementary document to that and remind the UN again. Just like some time back in the across the globe, when diamond coming from Liberia or some other countries was banned because there was a feeling that they were exploiting children and the sources were not clean.
Right.
If there's a need for a certain stringent measure to be taken in reference to gold from here, we need to look at that. We must also state unequivocally, President Mahama and the NDC has made very clear our position on Galamsey. The NPP has tried to find a way to twist it, to make it look like John Mahama is anti-local content, anti-local business, and wants to destroy businesses in order to cause disaffection for the NDC and the people engaged in Galamsey. Let me give two distinctions. Number one, majority of the people they have been arresting in the name of being Galamseyers are not the actual Galamseyers. They are just by day employees of the bigwigs. These are young men who have not gotten any jobs. It also tells you the height of unemployment in the country. They have not gotten jobs. So if a Chinese man brings his champagne or whatever and brings the chemicals, and mind you, all these chemicals, etc., machinery, excavators, etc., they come through our ports. Government has records of all those equipment coming through the ports. Then they go to the villages and employ the area boys who are unemployed, who didn't get the opportunity of one district, one factory, who didn't get the opportunity of 1 million per constituency to do something, who didn't get the opportunity of one village, one dam to start farming. So when somebody approaches them and say, look, I have a work for you, by day I'll pay you $100 or 200 cedis or this amount, they will go in. Then this government goes in, they arrest these young and innocent people who are trying to make a living, and then try to sentence them to jail. Meanwhile, their big wigs who are their employers are left off the hook. You recall the example of Aisha Juan and the many foreigners who have been plying this country and doing their business and continue to work free.
Right.
A second one also is that President Mahama and the NDC has made it clear. There's the need for us to make sure that mining is done responsibly. The key word there is responsibly. Then the complementary word is also that to make sure it is well regulated. Well regulated to make sure that people do not destroy our water bodies, our aquatic life, and deplete the environment in the name of mining for a natural resource. Gold is an infinite resource anyways. It's a finite resource. It could run out. What happens when we destroy our water bodies, destroy the fishes in the water bodies, destroy the land as well, and then in the end, there's no more gold? As we speak now, like I said earlier, we may not be having water in the Western region from next year if we don't stop this. The water bodies are all totally condemned, and it will take a minimum of 10 to 15, if not 20 years to restore these water bodies to their original state. So already there's a problem at hand. Whichever government comes to power will have to contend with the difficulty of resolving this problem. Don't forget that there has been enough commentary that makes us all know that people within government are benefiting from this Galamsey. President Akufo-Addo and his Vice President Alhaji Bawumia cannot be ruled out as beneficiaries. Let me give you one reason why. Just recently, Ghana was not able to qualify for none of our stadia Esipon Stadium, the Cape Coast Stadium, Accra Sports Stadium, Kumasi Sports Stadium, Tamale Sports Stadium. None of them qualified to host our CAF qualifiers. When this happened, the president immediately fired the National Sports Authority boss. But have you heard the president fire a regional minister in the Western region or Ashanti region where the mining Galamsey is ongoing? No. Have you heard the president talk against any DCE or MCE in any of these places? No. So if it is not the case that the president and the vice president are benefiting directly from these activities, from these enterprises, why wouldn't he have fired somebody or be firing so many people by now? Then when innocent people who feel they are concerned citizens who are holding in fidelity the very plagiarized content that the president said when he was sworn into office the first day, that they should be citizens and not spectators. When they decided to be citizens and take to the streets to demonstrate, they unleashed the police on them, arrested them, and have remanded them for 2 weeks in order to scare the rest of us from making sure we also do same, to think that that will be your fate if you also embark on that. Right. Meanwhile, the police has forgotten that even in the Western region, the police are also living there. In the communities, their children are living there. In the communities, their families are living there. Their relations are living there. And so they also are affected by these things, and they should consider what they are doing. Ghana is not becoming a banana republic, but rather has already become a banana republic. It is sad to say that President Akufo-Addo will go down in history as the worst president Ghana ever witnessed, the most corrupt president probably to be contending for that role in Africa, and the greatest mistakes Ghanaians made. It is believable to say that 2016 elections was not a mistake, but 2020, the decision by some Ghanaians to still vote for the NPP was the actual mistake. It is, however, still good that they have seen all of this. That is why it is instructive to stress very well for the viewers to know what the position of the NDC is. The position of the NDC on Galamsey, on mining, etc., is to make sure that, number one, we regulate the activities of our brothers and sisters who are engaged in Galamsey. When we are regulating it, we are also ensuring that we are educating them and training them properly to engage in responsible mining. Don't forget that from 2017 to date, this government has issued over 1,500 licenses. Meanwhile, from 1957 to 2016, we have issued less than 100. So if they have issued 1,500 and something within just 8 years, it tells you the extent of damage they have done to this country. You listen to some of their apparatchiks or their spokespersons like Dennis Miracles Abuaji coming to pontificate that this is not a political matter. You are politically benefiting, amassing wealth, and you do not think that people should talk about it in that manner? It is very sickening. It is very worrying. It is also defining that Ghanaians are overly tolerant of some of these misconducts, because in other jurisdictions, in other geographical locations, by now, the people would have poured onto the streets to demand for the resignation of President Akufo-Addo, his vice president, and also for the entire cabinet, because they have disappointed Ghanaians, they have failed us. And we may now consider writing to the international bodies to also intervene. Ghana's situation is a sad one. This is not the Ghana that our Kwame Nkrumah fought for. This is not the Ghana you and I, even as young men, envisaged. Even just 8 years ago, this is not the Ghana we envisaged. And so in order not to bore you and your cherished viewers and listeners, I want to say that it is a sad situation. We're still buying water to drink. Very soon, we may actually be importing from outside this country to drink. And you see, a lot of people here are even having deformities, childbirths, and all manner of funny diseases or illnesses by reason of the chemicals that are being used to treat these in search of gold and to treat the to clean the gold. And our village people are drinking from this. For the past 1 week, I have been saving every picture, every video I come across. And I must say kudos to all the media guys who are speaking loudly on this matter. And God is watching all the very people who were loud, very loud, when the dollar was whipping the city, who were very loud when petrol price got up. And suddenly, they are rather not talking about this matter, which is posing an existential threat to our human life in Ghana. Thank you.
Kwabrani who said we are winning the seats in the mining areas. So they decided to go and import foreigners. No mo nyomo ba ya no man kan chom se munko in real no mu na munko to go do or se munko nsuo no mu na munko tu. Na mo refi mu ho ana the whole year. Inso aye problem da. Enya 1 month ya na started. Eye obi na opese anka omo ye na anka ye di speed. Nanka ya court, nanka ya stop it, galam safe for, nanka ya lose your seat. Yes, stop you, amo na. Yes, stop you, amo china. Now,
you see,
this guy needs to be arrested when we get into power. He needs to be arrested.
Let me say it clearly on this platform, something I haven't said anywhere. Unless I am not deputy national organizer of the NDC, when we win power 2025, God willing, some of these people will sweat when we come to power. Such a character will be surveilling them, identify where they live, and we will locate them the very moment they lose power. It doesn't matter where they stay. It doesn't matter what they do. I am told he's a doctor.
Yes.
Trust me.
I'm disappointed.
Trust me. He's not the only one. But look, for the many of them who think that they are preparing, getting their visas, etc., I want to put on record, we'll be surveilling them, we'll be monitoring them 2 days to elections, then on the day of elections and the day after elections. They will never be able to leave the shores of this country. We shall make sure that we clip them and we make them accountable for their reckless and irresponsible commentary that has thrown this country into where it is today. So worry not at all.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Mr. Likem, you can take over.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. To the people in NDC, yeah, to the people of the NDC and the people in the diaspora, what is your message to them? Many people are scared to come to Ghana. Some people have votes; they don't want to even come home. Your conversation to them.
Okay. Yes, to all our brothers and sisters who came down to register or who could not even register, I would want to encourage you all that this is the time your country needs you most. This is the moment your country needs you most. Even if you're not going to be able to vote. For once, make it a point to be in Ghana from December 5th to maybe December 9th or December 10th. Whatever holidays, whatever leave, whatever work break you can take from work, let it be from December 5th to December 10th, or from December 6th to December 10th. It is a plea I am making to all of you. Because we need everybody present in this country. December 7th will be more than even the independence of Ghana. Because the situations that caused the 1979 uprising, today, the situations that caused the 1979 uprising were nothing close to what is happening even in Ghana today. The situations that resulted in so many coup d'etats is nothing compared to what is happening in Ghana today. The tyranny under President Akufo-Addo, the media have been gagged. The media freedom is virtually non-existent. But some of us will have to continue speaking anyways. And it is therefore instructive that we all make it a point not to only support, but to also try our best to physically come down to Ghana. I would also entreat all of us in the diaspora never to lose hope. There's only one Ghana we must all fight for. Collectively, we are stronger and we'll be more than them. But if you leave the work on just a few, then they shall conquer us. But when we all decide to be a united front, to all be involved, to all get engaged, and say that for once, I want to be part of that history-making day. I want to fly down to Ghana and spend 1 week. I want to fly down to Ghana and spend 2 weeks just to be going around the polling stations or to be monitoring and be doing what is happening. Many of us are ready to welcome all of you to embark on that trip with you around the country and to make sure that we increase our vigilance to ensure that the will of the people is not usurped by any few people who think that they have the power of state and they can usurp that. So I would encourage them not to be scared, not to be worried. When we are more, when we are together, we'll be more powerful than them.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Anybody could have a question for him before he leaves, and then we wrap up. We are almost done anyway.
Well, Kingsley, I think, it's a good deal for our comrade, national officer, deputy organizer to, join us this afternoon. And yes, most of us will come down, will come and do what we can do best. Some of us always come every election year to come and help. So we'll be back again. But the question and the hope and the faith we have in the NDC, His Excellency, we know the good God up there will put His grace and mercy upon us. And I just want to, state over here that Ghana is retrogressing. Ghana has been reversed 15 years back under this incompetent, visionless, aimless, and directionless Bawumia Nanado government. The question is, as Comrade Elikem said, Bawumia cannot take himself out of the rot, the insecurity, the shame that our country has become a laughing stock. Kingsley, I work in a multinational institution over here, you know it. And it's like my friends laugh at me that what is going on in my country. The time has come for all of us to pull the brake. Let's reset Ghana. Let's bring Ghana back to its glorious, track on which we were before this aimless and wicked and scandalous government took over in 2017. And I want to thank all of you, and Kings, I want to thank you for the opportunity. And as Chairman Ali just said, I was so upset and angry that I really fired this afternoon. But it's for the good of Ghana. Some of us love Ghana. We want to come back home to help. But if we see these things happening, it becomes very irritating and angry for us to see Ghana suffering, brothers, sisters, drinking poison as water, which is very, very unacceptable. Even in our country here, we don't drink from our tap water. Right. We don't drink from our tap water. How much more Ghana?
All right, Paul, let's bring it in.
Ghana has a progress. Ghana has a future. Let's vote for number 8, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman Richard.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to thank my brother. In fact, I'm delighted that he joined us this evening from his end. It's almost about 10 o'clock from Ghana, and got a time to join us so that the diaspora.
He actually just got back into the room
So I'm really grateful for sacrificing his time. I know they are on the ground, on the fields, all over the place. They don't go home, especially their team of the organizers. It can be very dangerous, risky, and tiring from day to night, not knowing where they will sleep the following day. And we'll be monitoring, at least from among some of them. We will continue to pray the Lord's guidance and protection. Ill health should pass by you. A few more days and you will be done. Surely, we are coming back. We are coming to join you and give you the active support that you need on the ground and help mass up for the victory that is coming and for the independence of Ghana. Keep faith. And we are also keeping faith with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother Elikem, and thank you as well, Chairman Richard Arija and everybody. Elikem, any last word before you get take leave of us? No, you have put yourself on mute. You are on mute. All right.
Okay, sorry. I have to step out again in the next 10 minutes, but I just want to thank everybody and to you all for the work you are doing. Together we are stronger, and as young men and women, we will grow together when we are united. there's no force that is bigger than the people. We only need to know that it is good it happened this way. Many Ghanaians would have thought that President Akufo-Addo is the president that never was, had he not won the elections. Little did we know that he was the mess that we elected and mistook for a messiah. And so instead of solving the problem, we have actually elected the problem. And that is why it is amazing that the very people who introduced e-levy are saying that I am in power, vote for me so that when I come to power again, then I can remove e-levy. It just doesn't make sense anymore. Whether they have been cursed or whatever, they don't make sense with the things they do. But it is again why President Mahama said that when he comes to power within the first 3 months, he will make 120 days, I think, he will strike out e-levy, he will strike out emissions tax, he will strike out the betting tax. He will also make sure, look, Ghana is the only country 3 years, 4 years down the lane after COVID-19, we are still charging COVID-19 levy.
Yeah.
And so many very unreasonable and unthinkable taxes that have been imposed on Ghanaians. School has resumed. Parents are struggling to pay school fees. I just went to visit one of our comrades who had a motorbike accident and is going to be home for the next 4 or 5 months before his bones can heal. There's a lot of pain being visited on Ghanaians. There's a lot of hardship being visited on Ghanaians. How we live even in this country now is a miracle, because not everybody, majority are not able to provide no longer 3 square meals, not even 2 square meals. And so times are very tough, but we can endure for the next 2 months. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is coming, and he will come and reset this country. He will make sure that he brings an end to the menace we find ourselves in, the problems that are confronting this country. Collectively, when we are all involved, we can get it done. Thank you for this opportunity.
A quick question for you, Elikem. I understand that Legon has just postponed the opening of the semester. I don't know if you are aware.
It's not only Legon. University of UDS in Tamale has also postponed. I think about 4 or 5 of the institutions, even private institutions, have also postponed. So it's not only Legon. A lot is happening. You see, our education system is a total mess now. We are actually producing quantity in place of quality, and it's a whole mess going on there. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. Yes.
Thank you very much. I don't even think that we are even producing quantity in Ghana, because we still have very few universities. Even the literacy rate in Zimbabwe is better than that of Ghana.
Yeah.
Their literacy rate is about 82%.
Yes.
So they have a lot more universities. So if we don't even have that number of universities, like in Nigeria, where the federal government have a lot of universities and then the state governments have a lot of universities within the state, I don't even see the quantity there. The little that the NADO has to manage, you can't even manage it. I've played a video that we all saw today of the promise that they made to the nurses that they're going to pay their allowance. Even that they couldn't pay.
He's only interested in renaming the institutions after his uncle, who was an infidel, who didn't believe in independence at the time Kwame Nkrumah was fighting independence. He's only interested in naming things after him. I was so disappointed to even realizing that in Takoradi here when I came, a road that was constructed by His Excellency the late John Evans Atta Mills, Kasawrodo, that is heading to Apawang, has been named after Akufo-Addo's father. And I asked myself, what good did this family ever do to Ghana after all? Nothing good. It's all just been a mess.
And by the way, I like Takoradi Polytechnic, so that is
Cape Coast Polytechnic.
Cape Coast Poly, sorry, FC Poly. So the police.
But I was shot by the police as a student leader at Takoradi Poly.
I mean, Polly, we all did a lot of demonstration. But again, the MPP, again, like we all keep saying, under President Kufuor, we saw a lot of renaming. The Thomas Sankara interchange was renamed Akwaje interchange. We saw the Obasanjo, the Jawole Road was renamed Obasanjo Road under President Kufuor. We saw the Ohinijan Sports Stadium renamed. We saw the Mabayara Sports Stadium renamed. Everything that was there, that was existing. Even Kwame Nkrumah's own Flagstaff House was renamed Jubilee House. So you ask yourself, the MPP never built anything. What they are good at is renaming. And so me seeing these things happening today in Ghana, I'm not surprised. It's just a disappointment that some people somehow, and the most annoying thing that you ever hear, oh, they are all the same. How?
Two things. The number one, people who say that are very disappointed people who are ashamed to say that I voted for the NPP. The number two are people who sometimes are not so informed and they are in the hinterland. And the NPP said a lot of negative things against the NDC, which they believed. But while the NPP came to power, they have been vigilant monitoring what the NPP has been doing, and they realized the NPP is messed up. So since they didn't really monitor what the NDC did, they attempted to believe that, okay, since you said NDC was bad, you two, you are even worse than them, then the two of you are the same. So some of them need explanation from us to them that, hey, the things they told you in 2016 was a lie. It was just to get anything to say to win votes. We are not the same. But there are a lot of people who are disappointed and they don't want to say it openly. They say, oh, when you know, I mean, look at someone like Asamoah Gyan, who has shamefully now decided to back off politics. Since when did he not know that these guys are criminals?
How long?
Haven't we seen?
How long was he in politics? He just retired from soccer.
Look at Alan Cash, who sometimes wants to say that Ghanaians should not give the opportunity to these two political parties. Since when did he stop from the NPP? Has he not been benefited? Every wealth he has amassed as he is talking today, was it not by virtue of the roles he played in the NPP? And he thinks a reasoning Ghanaian will take him serious. So there are things we need to speak to as young men and explain to people as well, so they understand what the dynamics of our games are. We have gone past the stage where people will just take things line, hook, and sinker. We need to do a lot of explanations. It is the reason why the resetting manifesto could not come at a better time, and the team also could not come at a better time. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, as prophesied by the late Jerry John Rawlings, that John Mahama is the president for the future. The future has arrived, and we need to elect him as president to serve his second term to complete his 8th. No wonder he is number 8 on the ballot.
Fantastic. And so, just like we all keep saying, the MPP and Dr. Bawumia continue to lie to the people of Ghana.
If it takes Boakye Jaku 100 years to speak the truth, how many years will it take Bawumia to speak the same truth? Never. And that's right. Quickly, we are not taking too much time. Never in his life will he speak the truth.
We all know this. Never in his life will Bawumia.
I am so sorry. I have to bow out because I'm running late for my meeting.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you. So, Chairman, your last final words, and then we get out of here.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. And I want to thank our listeners and our viewers from wherever they are. Another day has come to an end, and we are looking forward to everybody to be in Ghana, or partially, morally, or physically, so that we can help. We can help mass up and be able to cast our votes, protect our votes, and be able to declare and have John Mahama and Ndc coming back into power. Thank you very much.
Paul, your final words.
Ghana is suffering. Thank you.
The teachers are suffering. The nurses are suffering.
Ghana is suffering. I won't say anything again. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, listeners. Thank you so much, people who joined us. I'm grateful. My name is Kingsley. Mortey. We'll continue to do this next week. Join us as we do this. But when you go to the post, look for the symbol, the Akatamanso, the Hehia, the Chinye. You all need one in your life. Vote John Dramani Mahama. There is hope for Ghana. Ghana will be better again. I wish you guys well. Let's continue to do this. Let's catch up again next week. Thank you guys very much.